All right, you're making like 5K a month right now in your private training business, but you feel stuck and you've plateaued at that number for a while. If you have clients and you're around that level right now, watch this video all the way through. I'm going to show you how to fix this and how to really fix this forever so you are not stuck at that income level for the rest of your training career. And here's the deal. A lot of coaches that reach out to me throughout the year, they are doing numbers like that. And when I get on a call with them, I speak to them in the same tone that I'm going to use in this video as far as what needs to happen if you want to break through 5K per month and get to 10 or 20K per month in your business. And I'm going to keep it as simple as possible in this video. All right. But I'm going to speak to you the same way that I would be talking to you if I was talking on a phone call, if you're asking me questions about this. So the first thing that we have to address, and I know this is happening in your business if you're watching this video, if you're doing around 5K per month and you feel stuck, I know this is happening, which is not 100% of your clients are as committed to your business as they need to be. So right now you probably have clients that are flaky. They're not showing up every week. You're probably texting everybody at the beginning of every week and you're asking them if they're able to show up to this week's session. And so right now you're depending on all of your customers to actually show up to either pay you or to complete their session. And there's no systems in place. It's like you're having to reach out, they're having to show up that week to actually pay. And that right now is a problem for you because your whole business is really dependent on people showing up or not. And if you have a lot of clients and they're not actually showing up every week, um, then really you're dealing with uncommitted customers. And I would be telling you right now, if you have flaky clients, the first thing that we have to be able to do is we have to have new established guidelines in your business. And you need to have an agreement in place. This is why, like, the agreement I have for coaches, I mean, it's been used thousands of times at this point. Coaches all over the world use it, that I actually work with. And that is going to help prevent flaky clients from entering into your business in the first place. All right. So it gives your business more of a professional feel when you have that in place, because now your clients are actually agreeing to something. They know what your terms are. And that's going to really elevate the status of your business in their mind. And they know this is a serious thing versus something they can just show up whenever. All right. So, first thing, we got to make sure that this is in order. Got to have some sort of agreement that protects you, and that's going to weed out uncommitted people. All right. And it's very common when I talk to coaches that are doing around 4K to 6K per month, they have way more clients than the amount of revenue they're actually making. Right. And I'll give you this example. I talked with a coach the other day. He had like 50 customers he's working with, and he's making like 5 grand a month. And when I sat down, I looked at what he's charging and how much he's actually making. Like, there was a huge mismatch. There was, a lot of customers are actually not paying every week. They're not showing up all the time. So this is why he's kind of stuck at that level, because sometimes customers will take breaks. They might not want to train for the next month. So all of that money he's supposed to be making is going to zero. And this is a really common problem for a lot of coaches. So for you, if you're watching this video, you need to have some sort of agreement in place. And then the second thing that we have to make sure that you ultimately transition your business away from the model of, paying per session or paying for packages where clients can kind of finish those sessions whenever they want. And you want to move into more of a streamlined model where the clients are paying for a program. So you're changing the mentality of what you sell, because right now most parents are conditioned. This is how it is in the US. Most parents are conditioned to like coach up, lessons.com, and they're just going into this whole experience with private training thinking that we're just going to pay hourly for this coach. And so when they get to you, if you are doing things that way, that's normal. That's normal in this industry. The method that I teach is, at the end of the day, it's not normal. It's a different way of running the business, which is very streamlined, way easier for you and also easier for clients, where when they sign up, they're buying a program. They're not buying lessons. So when they buy a program, they're coming into one of two different types of payment options. They're either paying upfront for everything. And if you look at my YouTube channel, you can see literally hundreds of examples of interviews and case studies and, you know, different types of videos I have on my playlist where I am breaking down examples of coaches getting paid up front for thousands of dollars, right? So you either want to have that option or you have a secondary option where they are on a monthly subscription with you. And if they're paying monthly, the only way that really truly works, like if you want to scale to like 10K or 20K per month, is you need everybody on a contract, like I talked about at the beginning of this video. All right. But you want to present parents two different options when they pay. They can pay up front or they can pay monthly. There's other ways of collecting money right now in 2025. They can finance it and then you can get paid everything up front. They could do half down, half in 30 days. They could do half down now. They could be billed weekly for like 6 weeks where the remaining of that year's payments are done. There's a lot of different creative ways to get paid. What we want though is we want it to be clear, concise, and we want the parents to really understand what you are presenting to them. And that leads to my third thing, which is how you actually sell your program. It's pretty common at this point when I talk to coaches that are, you know, around 5K per month, the way they sell their training is just not going to cut it. If you want to get to 10 or 20K per month, you have to be doing things differently. And I'll just try to live inside of your head when I say this out loud. But right now you're probably DMing or you're probably texting parents. You might be getting on a sales call like over the phone. But most of the time, coaches that are doing 5K per month, they're texting, they're DMing, or they're emailing their prices, or they're sending like a graphic from Canva or like some sort of flyer looking thing to parents where they can like see just the prices. And then the parents will decide there if they want to pay, right? But with that, you're not really having a sales conversation. And if you think about it, if you're trying to get clients to become more committed, like if one of your problems right now is if your clients are flaky, if you want them to become more committed, how you sell will change their perception of everything. Like how you actually get them to join your program is it needs to be polished and it needs to be very different than all of your local competitors in your area. All right. And the way I actually teach coaches on how to do this, it's very different. We're not DMing, texting, or emailing pricing. That never happens. Even like if they go to your website, they're not going to even see pricing there. Like if you look at the most successful coaches I work with that live in the United States, nobody has their pricing on their website. Everything leads to an application and sales call where you are interviewing the parent and you are asking them questions. You are qualifying them. You are establishing, are they a good fit for you? And when you do it that way, you can sell higher ticket types of options. And that is very different than just having them buy a lesson or a pack of like 4 sessions. The method I'm talking about is more geared towards getting them way more committed and letting them know that the only way you can accept them as a customer is when they, actually commit to a certain amount of months of training with you. And that's really important. I want you to like really understand what I just said there, because if you think about development, like skill development, it takes time for you to help your clients get better. If they are coming whenever they want, every now and then, you can't track their progress. They're not actually getting the results that you want them to because they're not taking it serious. And then when they don't take it serious, financially, you don't do nearly as well as you could be, right? So those two things go hand in hand. So you want to explain to your customers before they give you money that they have to be committed to a certain period of time, right? I can tell you personally, when I made that pivot in my training business, back in 2011 was when I started like actually implementing the stuff that I'm talking about in this video. Right now we're in 2025, right? When I started doing that, my business became so much easier because I wasn't chasing clients for money they were qualifying themselves into working with me. And now they were way more committed from day one. And when they're more committed from day one, I can actually count on the revenue that they are paying monthly or every 6 months or annually, however you want to set that up. Right. So to recap, think about the standards you have in your business. Like, need to have a contract. All right. Need to have your pricing down where it's clear, concise, they can understand how it's set up. And then you need to really break down what is the amount of time I want these customers to commit so I can virtually guarantee them results. All right. And this way, your clients have more buy-in, you have more time with your, the athletes that you work with, and it makes this business so much easier to run. And when you have that down, all right, what happens is now you have less flaky clients that you're working with. They're way more committed, and the revenue that's coming in is way more steady in terms of, okay, here's how many clients I have, and here's how much money I'm making. And a simple model that you can think through. When I'm saying this out loud, if you want to have a 6-figure business, like you making $8,300 per month, right? If you're like at 5K right now and you want to get to the point where you're doing like 6 figures or more, $8,300 times 12 is like 100K. If you want to get there, most of the time, you don't even need to have more clients. You just need to change your model. And when you have that, you might end up having less customers and make more money in your business. I've seen this happen a lot with coaches where they have enough customers to make that, but because of how they're running their business, they're not able to achieve those types of numbers financially because it's too loose with how they run their business. And then when they make a couple of changes, their revenue goes up. They actually lose some customers, but the customers they have now are way more committed. And so oftentimes it's that. And then, if you do need to grow your business, like you do need new customers, yeah, it's going to come down to marketing and then putting them into that system where they're going through an application process, a sales process, and out on the other end, they're a high ticket type of customer. All right. And to even break this down even more clean, all right, you want to be able to have customers in your business that are paying between like $2,000 and $4,000 per year. That might sound like an insane amount of money to some of you who are watching this video, but it's actually not. Like if you compare that to what it costs parents that are investing into, club sports, even like high school stuff, AAU stuff, it's like they're spending thousands of dollars there. And when we really break it down, your service should be better than any other coaching that they're getting. And this industry only exists because club, high school sports, like they're not giving the personalized attention that they could be or that they should be because they're dealing with a lot of kids. But this business, this niche that I'm talking about that you're in, you can give that personalized attention. And that's why one of the reasons why parents are paying for this. All right. So I hope this video helps. And if you're really wanting to get to the next level with your business, go right below this video. You can see my website there. You can apply to chat with me one-on-one where, if you're doing 5K and you're wanting to get to 10 or 20K per month, that is the best place to start. I have helped hundreds of coaches already achieve that. And feel free to look through my YouTube channel here and you can see a ton of results for yourself. That's it. Thanks so much. Have a blessed day.